let's get ready for HoopJab.
Before tonight, no one had ever had 24 assists and 21 rebounds in a game in NBA history. What can you say about the way Russell Westbrook played tonight?
Well, he's amazing. I mean, there's not enough. I mean, everybody's described him in so many different ways. I've been fortunate to see him for 8 years do a lot of things that are pretty much superhuman at times. Point guards don't do what he does. They're not built that way. There might be some that can probably shoot better. There might be some that probably can do certain things better, but there's nobody in the history of the game that can do what he does throughout the stat sheet. I used to always say he's going to probably go down as the third best point guard ever, but I think he's past one, and he's going to go down as probably the second best. And one is obviously Magic. What he does, there's no point guard has ever done it. Nobody. And for him to average 4 triple doubles in 5 years, what Oscar said about him was, to me, that was real. He's doing MVP type things every game. And he's an MVP winner every night on the floor and off the floor. But if he was selfish, he would have had a 20-20 game. But he was very comfortable only shooting 3 shots at halftime. Not a lot of star players in this league are comfortable only taking 3 shots at halftime. But you guys know how I feel about him, and it's not because I think he's a cool dude and a great family. That's a big part of it, but I see what he does every day. To our group, to our locker room, to all of our young guys. It's not easy coaching young guys, and that's what he does. We're lucky we got 2 really high-level leaders in Brad and Russell to help those young guys develop and still want to, win games along the way. And we don't believe in rebuild. We fought through a lot, but the guy's going to go down as one of the biggest winners in the game. And that position, what he's done is, you can critique him all you want, but the guys that matter to me, I mean, that he's as high as the level as a player in this league has ever seen.
And how important was it to get the tiebreaker over Indiana, knowing where you guys are in the standings?
Well, I mean, it was a big game. We've tried to focus on, I've always coached that way. Just every game is a big game. We got, in a normal season, you have 82 tests, and you either get an A or you get an F. And that's how I've always been that way. And you focus on the next game. That's the great thing about sport. You get to find out the results right away. You don't have to wait, a couple of days to get your grade. You know right away. Some of you probably didn't do too well in your SAT, but you got to wait some time to get that score. Irvine's hard to get in. It's hard to get in, but I had to wait a couple of weeks to get that. It wasn't on because I was a basketball player. I was a student. Ava and I.
Go ahead, Ava.
Maybe DA.
I failed my SATs. That's how I ended up here. Scott, Russ the other night was talking about fit and just how the organization was really willing, and all the guys in the locker room were really willing to let him be himself. Did you know when he arrived here, did you have a sense, I guess, that the guys needed somebody like him or would be willing to accept his leadership style? Just wondering about fit, because you don't always know with a trade like that.
Well, I knew he would bring a winning, competitive toughness edge to our team, and we're going to need that, and we needed that. But he just brings a winning spirit. It's unfortunate our fans, well, at least now we get 2,100 fans that get to see it. What's really amazing is that before the game, he runs down to the end of the court and looks at the crowd and gets them all pumped up. And you can see the connection. Each fan thinks he's doing it for him. And he is. Russell loves the game, man. He competes, and he loves to play for the fans, even on the road. I mean, you see on the road, he gets those fans riled up, and certain fans, certain places say things that are very inappropriate, but for the most part, they get him fired up. But I knew when we acquired him that he was going to help. And the thing that when I talked to him, he knew that Brad's the best player on this team, and Brad is going to keep leading this team, and he was going to help Brad along the way, because it's hard. You know, what's Brad done in the last 3 years without, with John being hurt, and he was, we made that pivot when we knew that we were going to have him for a while, that Brad had to lead a lot of these young guys. That's hard. He did a good job doing it, but now he has a partner to do it. And he's never, like I've said, he's only had problems with maybe a few teammates that didn't want to play hard. And those are the ones that are talking. Those are the ones that tell you, just, hey, make sure you don't put my name in the article. But bottom line is, those are the ones you shouldn't give any credit. You shouldn't even talk to those guys, because those are the ones that never played hard. Those are the ones that are just stealing money. They just wanted to check. Russell doesn't get along with anybody that doesn't compete. And you don't have to be an all-star talent. All you got to do is just play hard. Play hard. We have guys that just play hard. He likes all of our guys.
Fred.
Scott, you've seen Russell play so many games, and there's some nights where he comes out and he's going to put up 20, 23, 25 shots. And there are other nights where he'll just pick apart teams with his passing. What are the triggers that you notice? Okay, this is going to be a night where he's coming out and he's facilitating to a degree this extreme.
Well, I mean, he does, like I said, he does so many things, but he doesn't go into the game thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to manipulate the game. The game tells him what needs to be done. And a lot of guys, can't do that, because they got to really just stick to doing what they do great. He does so many things well. And I thought he had a chance for, 30 assists. He had a couple of bunnies that dropped in and out of the hand, and he probably put too much sauce on them, where our bigs couldn't catch it. It wasn't the bigs' fault. It was his fault. But he could do other things than just score. He can do other things, just pass and rebound. He does a little bit of everything. And that's what makes him a special player. He rebounds, offensive rebounds. He gets to the free throw line. He passes. He knows when to foul. Gets deflections, gets steals. He's even a high-level turnover guy.
And Scott, on the whole tonight, high-level turnover guy. On the night, you guys had 50 assists, which was a franchise record. You're the first team to have 50 assists in a game in 30 years. It wasn't just Russell moving the ball. You got 26 other assists from the rest of the guys. What was working so well with you guys for ball movement on the whole tonight?
Well, our 3-guard lineup. That's another good thing about Brad. Brad's a playmaker. I mean, it's like we didn't even talk about Brad, what he does. He missed a couple of shots that he would normally make, but he's just steady. He's steady. He just plays the right way. He had 6 assists. Our 3-guard lineup had, Raul had 8 assists. Ish came in and created some opportunities for scoring opportunities for himself and his teammates. But we got a good team. We've been playing pretty well, and we play hard. And tonight, I mean, they put so many little lineups out there, and it was hard. And the way they moved the ball and attack, both teams were scoring. But when you have that little lineup, it's hard for you to get stops as well. And that's what, we put up 154 points, but we gave up 141. We're not happy with that. And we're going to have to play much better on this road trip. Road trip's going to be hard. We're playing against 5 teams that are competing for playoff position, or competing for their playoff life. So we're going to have to play well on this trip. It's definitely going to be a tough trip, but we're looking forward to going out and taking care of each game and not focus on the next game.
DA.
Scott, you are resident Russell File in the building. How would you say his game has kind of, the numbers seem to still be the same, but how do you think his game has changed, if at all, over the 8 years you've seen him?
Well, he still plays with that intensity of like it's game 7. That's not going to change. The only thing that's changed now, and I've forced that change, and he's a lot, he's wise. He knows. But is that I don't tell him to practice much. And this year with all the games, you really can't. And we haven't practiced with the whole team in months. I mean, I'm maybe even 3 months, and it's hard. It's hard to play all the games and travel. Coming home last night and or 2 nights ago, I didn't get to bed till almost 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's just a lot to ask all the guys and then to practice. But that's the only thing that he has changed. He doesn't practice like he used to. Those practices that we had when we had all those young guys, and we split them up to make it really edgy and really raise the intensity level up. It was 2.5 hour practices. Then shoot arounds were 1 hour and 15 minutes, and it was live, and it was crazy. But that's how you get better. You can't run from work. If you run from work, you're not going to get better in this league. You gotta embrace it and challenge it. But that's the only thing that's changed. I mean, really, that's the only thing. I mean, obviously he's gotten better because he's seen so much and he's experienced so much. And then he also gotten better with just the mental aspect of it. If he has a bad game, and he knows that, that's going to happen, and you just have to keep playing forward and do the right things enough that things are going to turn for you. But the only thing he's changed, he doesn't practice.
Thank you, sir.
Zach.
Hey, Coach, what do you think about the chemistry that's developed between Russell and Rui?
It's good. That's good. He's challenges Rui. That's what I love. Rui's another developing player that's going to continue to chip away of improvement, and it's levels. You can do it at your pace, or you can do it at the pace we want. And I think he does it at the pace we want. And Russell helps that pace move along. Rui's one of the great young pros, how he just focuses on doing his job, really meticulous in his work. But the one thing that Russell is helping him along is this competition is the every night. And Rui's been really good, but I think Russell has helped him even get a little bit better. Just bringing that intensity and that grit, that edge that he needs. And obviously they have this, this chemistry up top of the key. When teams have trouble, you're going to switch on Russell with the bigger guy. You're going to switch on Russell or Rui with the smaller guy. And Russell finds them, and Rui shoots over him, which is it's almost a pretty consistent shot that we can get out of that play.
Thank you.
Matt.
Hey, Scott. You've been obviously around Russell for a long time. I was just wondering, when did you come to the conclusion that, he was your number 2 point guard of all time behind Magic? Was that something this season? Is this something?
Well, I just know what he's doing. I mean, what he's done, even in the years I wasn't with him, what he's done, you do it in order to get, my list means Jack. Just my list. That's not nobody else's. It's just mine. I've seen enough guards, and I played against enough guards, and Magic is unique in his own. He's 6'9", and he's fast. He's developed. He sees the court, but what Russell has done is pretty incredible, and he's done it for 13 years, even his rookie year, not really knowing the position as well as he knows it now, and being with all young guys. We had all young guys, and yeah, it was fun, but there's nights it wasn't so fun when you're 3-29 and you're coaching a bunch of young guys, and that's why I look the way I look.
And I'm curious, there are some players throughout history that are just linked to a player, Michael, LeBron, even Kobe, Michael Jordan. With Russell, it's Oscar Robertson, all the triple doubles. What do you think it says about him that it's so particularly linked to one player, and with the record coming up to just maybe their connection that they have?
Well, obviously, A legend talks about you in the way that Oscar, talked about him. That to me, that's huge. I'm not saying you have to play the game to know the game, but there's certain things that you can't really feel it if you haven't played it. I mean, you can watch it all you want, but there's certain things. I'm not saying it's a big part of it, but there's a little part of it. But when Oscar said those things, that's pretty cool. Oscar's a legend, and that's unfortunate that and I get on my son all the time. He thinks the NBA started in 2000, and I get on him all the time, and he's dead serious. I don't even like to argue with him. It's annoying. He doesn't even think, but I'm sure, my friends' parents were probably saying the same thing. That I thought the NBA started with, right after Michigan State played Indiana, 79. I thought that's when it started, but the NBA started in, when was it, 46. And there's a lot of amazing players that worked their tails off to make this league great. And I'm proud and honored, and it's a privilege to do what I do and playing in it and coaching it. But yeah, man, Oscar's a legend, and it's unfortunate that we don't get to hear from him more and watch more film about him and documentaries about him and Jabbar and Julius Erving, my favorite player growing up. I mean, we won on his birthday this year, February 22nd. But yeah, there's Oscar saying those great things about him is amazing.
All right, we'll finish with a quick one to Ava.
It is quick, Scott. I know it's because Denny's out, but what have you seen out of Chandler that's allowed him to keep those consistent minutes?
Yeah, there's a play, and I think it was that second quarter. He ran the lane left side as hard as I've seen anybody run that lane, and he's going to get rewarded. That's what we want. We need lane runners, not ball watchers. We need to run. And when he gets the rebound, he has to find it to our guards and run. We don't need him to make 2 dribbles and then pass. He needs to run. I thought he ran and Russell got a back door, but by him running, it allows, if he would have missed that layup, Gaff would have got the tip in. If Russell didn't pass him that and jacked it, probably DB got the right side 3. But that's how you play consistent minutes, by playing with maximum effort. And he's going to learn a lot of things. He hasn't played a lot, and he's still young, and he's missed a lot of this season, but he's getting minutes and he deserves them. He's going to chip away at them. And some moments he's going to look really good. And then some moments you're going to say, oh, you're going to scratch your head.
These fat burner pills, I swear by them. I started off over 200 pounds and now I'm 180.
The best supplements that I've added to my daily routine.
I've been taking it for 1 month and I've also lost 5 pounds. Game changer, guys.
This stuff is amazing. This one's got all the good stuff and no artificials, nothing you don't want.
Plant-based, lactose-free, lab-tested, non-GMO.
Wow, such a richness to the flavor.
High quality, very digestible for people out there who face dietary restrictions.
Absolutely incredible. It tastes like French toast cereal.
My favorite flavor is actually Sour Kids candy.
And it helps you metabolize all that fat.
If you want to see the difference, you have to see the difference.
The products are great. I highly recommend it.
Amazing product. I've seen amazing results. This is awesome. Love the product. Keep them coming.
It gets a thumbs up for me.